Thank you all for coming. We're hopefully all here regarding the request for proposal that we put out for job numbers J7P3108 and J8P3069, or as we call it, the District Safety Plan. We'll start off with introductions. So.
I'm Darren Drance with Anderson Engineering.
All right. I'm Laurel McKean. I'm Assistant District Engineer here for Springfield Southwest District and one of your point of contacts.
Christy Bachman, Southwest District MoDOT, Project Manager.
Dave Taylor, Southwest District MoDOT, our Joplin area engineer.
I'm Jason Haynes, Traffic Engineer with HDR here in Springfield.
James Ritter, Jacobs Engineering.
Tyson Kim with Lockmiller Group.
Becky Baltz, Traffic Design Group.
Howard LeLand with Burns McDonald.
Jim Stanek with Trans Systems.
Joe Rickman, CJW.
Josh Lee, Colson.
And Dave is our videographer. So just FYI, we are recording video and sound. We had several individuals request recording because I could not come down from their locales to be here at this meeting. So with that, kind of what we'll do is go a little bit over what the scope is and then just open it up for you all for questions regarding the project. So there are two job numbers associated with this project. J7P3108, which is safety improvements at various locations in rural Southwest District, and J8P3069, which is scoping safety improvements at various locations in the urban Southwest District. This district, we have rural and urban. Odo is our MPO boundary, which is most of Greene County and some of Christian County. And then the rural part of our district is pretty much the remaining 19 plus counties. And for both projects, consultant will develop a data-driven Southwest District safety plan that provides site-specific, practical, and innovative countermeasures targeted to reduce fatalities and serious injuries. Each provided countermeasure shall include the following information at a minimum: anticipated crash reductions with associated details, cost estimate, construction and maintenance, overall benefit cost ratio, priority, and measure of difficulty in implementing. Other information may be requested as final scope is developed. The plan will include an evaluation of existing district locations of interest based on crash history. Locations of interest where improvements can be made should be included in the plan. Locations of interest where improvements are not recommended will be provided in an appendix with supporting documentation as to why the location was not recommended. The consultant will provide a prioritized list, including documentation of how the list was developed. The safety plan will be utilized by the district to program projects or add to existing projects safety improvements identified by the plan. There are no designated fiscal years yet for the projects. There is some preliminary funding available. As we get to the scope and come to a final agreement, we will modify those as our process is required. And kind of the rest of it is there is no DBE requirements on this. Period of service, we typically give 365 calendar days, but obviously see what you all come up with also. There will be presentations, and just to reiterate the schedule, solicitation responses are due September 3rd. The notification of the short list will be September 9th. Date of interviews or presentations will be around September 30th. And date of selection will be October 7th, and execution of contract by November 8th. So those are kind of the highlights and the main pieces. So now I open it up to any questions that you have. And if I repeat your question, it's just because we don't know if it'll come across the mic, so I'll just kind of open it up.
That one on the timeline, you had mentioned the 365 days, but it sounds like that's part of what you want to have discussed in the submittal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but the question was about the timeline. We have 365 days, but as was mentioned, discussed in the proposal, yeah, part of what we want to see in the proposal is, your best guess as to what a schedule and milestones and completion might be.
Laurel, do you have an anticipated budget for this?
Not right now. The question was anticipated budget, and there is no anticipated budget at this point.
So, Laurel, do you anticipate, are these all on-system locations that you've identified in the RFP, or are you looking at off-system as well?
Question was whether it's on all system or off system as indicated in the RFP. Everything will be the state system.
Laurel, what is the list been that you have of interested locations been developed from?
The question is about the list of locations. Those are spreadsheets that are developed by our central office Highway Safety and Traffic Division. They're updated each year. They are mostly intersections, ranges, cross center line, wet, run off the road. They're a list that they have criteria that they pull from our TMS. And this is kind of a part of the overall thing is we want those analyzed because they're always out there every year. So we're going to finally say we want the most current analyzed and those that need, that could potentially have countermeasures included in the plan, but that's just one piece because then there's the rest of the system because these are just ones that meet certain criteria that has been established by central office.
So that list will be a starting point and part of the must-have, and then the rest of the system is going to be analyzed.
Right. And as I would assume that as you look at the rest of the system, most of these locations or ranges may pop up. And what we're doing right now is looking through those lists where we've already done maybe some actions. Like I said, every year we get a new list. Some pop on, some pop off, some stay. But we just finally decided we want those analyzed so we know. But don't focus on those only.
Once the list is kind of put together, is there a need possibly for detailed survey to develop costs? Is there a need for utility investigation, that kind of thing?
At this point, I guess how I'm going to answer that is it probably depends on the countermeasure that you come forth with, based on however you look at the data.
I don't know if it's the same question, same answer in terms of vetting feasibility of possible countermeasures and kind of level of that vetting conceptual design type of thing. Is it pretty much a countermeasure identification and kind of on the surface feasibility? Or are you looking to get further down in some sort of conceptual plan?
We've kind of left that, question was, feasibility, vetting, how far down in conceptual. We've purposely kind of left that a little ambiguous and up to, I guess you all to kind of indicate difficulty or scoping, what would that additional cost or what can you get? Because this is really, from what I understand, the first time that we've done something like this for a district. So we're leaving it as flexible as possible, knowing that it may be driving you all a little crazy, but we're just really wanting to see, let you all who've, been in this field, been doing it, kind of bring to us best practices and how it might go.
With the schedule, and you said it can kind of be determined and put out in the proposal, does the district have a need to move it along for, say, next year's STIP cycle, that a shorter time frame is, or a major milestone in front of that is a major advantage, or is it more of if there's a certain level of robust process that's going to take longer than that?
So the question was kind of, even though we give 365, is there a point, that we would like some information? If Frank, our planning manager, were here, We would like some aspect of detail and potential projects, yes, by the next time we're looking at STIP, which I know he's always asking for kind of projects, in summer time frame. Will everything be there? No, and I think the first year that we have funds available, maybe 22 or 23. But this next STIP cycle would be when we need to kind of start looking at those. And why we have the measure in there, the degree of difficulty, because there may be countermeasures that you bring, or you just see, hey, if you guys just did this from a maintenance perspective. So we're not expecting everything to have to be a STIP project either.
Laurel, are you anticipating a tool to come from the highway safety plan that your internal staff could use to, if you guys do your own screening, to then plug some of those values in and have it maybe spit out countermeasures, costs, some sort of interactive tool that you guys could have in-house and you could use, moving forward perpetually?
So the question was, are we looking for a tool that our staff could use in the future from what's been done? That would be beneficial, but again, that's up to you all. Obviously, we like anything that would help us in the future to keep this going. But again, that's up to you guys to bring that forth. And a little bit, I think, back to your schedule question too is we did add on, I believe, the potential for an additional year, just knowing that we don't know what this is going to take, and we wanted to give ourselves a little bit of flexibility.
Has there been any other safety plans completed for other districts?
Every district's supposed to have a safety plan. Every one of those, as far as I know, has been done just internally. I don't know how in-depth any of them are. In our EPG, there, I believe, is a section, I'd have to go back and look again, that talks about what should be in a safety plan. But that was developed a long time ago. I think when we were both back in traffic in the day, it's been out there for a long time. So there is stuff. Most of the time, I know our safety plan was pretty much just trying to use the list, the location list that we talk about, or needs that have popped up from customer calls. I know a question had come up previously, how did we arrive at wanting to do this? We have a blueprint, which is that 30,000, level of, from a state perspective, here's some potential countermeasures, here's everything. And then several years ago, we spent money to help some counties create a pretty specific, comprehensive, county safety. So the concept is, well, we have the 30,000, we have some county, but we really have never delved in to really see what a district-specific, site-specific plan would look like. And so that's why we're opening this up and having you all, show us what can be done.
So what's the anticipated level of involvement from the central office traffic safety staff? So the question is, what is the level of involvement from central office highway safety staff? I requested someone to be a part of this team. I have not had a chance to check my email today to see who that will be, but they will be involved.
Expect this plan to go get input from the public or other stakeholders?
Not at this. So the question is, gather input from public or stakeholders? Not at this point. We see that as once we have the plan, we would then work with the stakeholders to, either add to projects or work with them to make it a priority to add to the STIP. Any other questions? Man, this might go shorter than I thought. I'm hearing crickets, so give it a couple more minutes to kind of absorb and think. And
You said interviews were on September 30th or 20th?
yeah, I mean, interviews, presentations, September 30th, probably give or take. I mean, obviously we'll have to work on schedules, but that will be the general time frame. Yeah, and I think I just want to reiterate, we're looking for you all, to come with what you've done in the past, your ideas of how this could work. It does cover 21 counties, rural and urban, a lot of 2-lane roads. We've been talking about, don't know how we'll do it, but we might just give you a sample of what those lists, look like. They're basically for the locations, county, route, intersection, and, number of fatals, disabling, minor, and PDO.
Can we get a copy of the sign-in sheet?
So I think from this point, no other questions. Probably what we'll do is we'll make this recording. Dave may polish it up, a little bit. We will provide this recording as soon as we can, beginning of next week. There were a couple other questions that came in via a phone call or email that we will include also in that, if it already hasn't been covered today, and we will send that. Do we send that back out through the?
Yeah, it'll be
Link.
out on the same website where you got your solicitation.
So hopefully, let's say, we should be able to get everything, have it out there by Wednesday. There's no other questions. Definitely appreciate it. We're looking forward. This has actually been something I've wanted to try for many years. Finally getting the chance to see where we can go with it, and we look forward to it. Look forward to your proposals. Thank you.